Welcome to the Weeki Wachee River, Weeki Wachee Springs, and the area known as Weeki Wachee Gardens. This is the area that is actually along the Weeki Wachee River in Florida, about an hour north of Tampa. What makes this really unique and special as an area is the Weeki Wachee River and is formed from a major magnitude 1 freshwater spring that is located up at the corner of US 19 and State Road 50. It was an old roadside attraction. It's called the City of Mermaids, and the state park that exists there has continued the mermaid shows where you have actors wearing mermaid outfits, breathing through tubes, swimming around the spring. There's also a really cool Buccaneer Bay water park that slides right into the spring. Now, the spring stays a state park, and all the water runs out of the springs, combined with other springs along the way, including a major sinkhole called Hospital Hole, and runs down. What you're looking at here is this right in this section is a county park called Rogers Park, and there's a kayak and boat lift. There's a beach here. This is upper deck restaurant and bar, and that's the lower deck right on the river, which is my favorite place. They have great patty melts. This is the kayak shack where they launch a lot of these kayaks that go up and down the river. There's going to be manatees in this river. You're going to see fish. The river's a little bluer or greener depending on the tide. And there's two major sections of Weeki Wachee Gardens area. There is the section below the shoreline bridge, which is here, and above it. And the major difference is most of the kayakers are north of the bridge. There are less kayakers south of the bridge, but the water, because this bridge acts as a natural dam, is a little cleaner north of the bridge or east of the bridge, and it's a little more brackish south of the bridge. All right, so let's start this video and fly around Weeki Wachee and kind of talk about it. Again, you can see the people kayaking and paddle boarding, but we're going to zoom up here. You see the parking for Rogers Park. All these canals here are freshwater canals fed by the Weeki Wachee River. I'm going to stop the video. Actually, we're going to keep going a little more because it gets a little closer. If you look at these homes that are in this section, Weeki Wachee Gardens and the homes along the river and the canals, it's a little eclectic. Why do I say that? Because it's zoned R3. Mobile homes are allowed. Now, after the Hurricane Andrew regulations and some of the coastal regulations, now any home built in this area has to be at least 14 feet off the ground. But you're going to talk about you have a multi-million-dollar house next to a 1963 Airstream travel trailer with an overroof. It's that eclectic. Airbnbs are allowed in this area, so you'll have some Airbnbs, but it's just a different kind of hippie camp is probably the best way to describe it. All right, so as we come up here, you'll see, and I'm going to stop it here again. This is the Gulf of Mexico. This is Bayport Channel. This is actually Bayport over here. If you're boating from the Gulf, you come into what's called the Mud River. This is Jenkins Creek going this way. This is the Mud River going this way. And this is the Weeki Wachee River. And as soon as you turn in that river, you're going to notice it's going to get very clear and 74 degrees because the Weeki Wachee River, being it's fed by a natural spring, is 74 degrees all year long. All right, continue the video here. The river winds up here. You're going to see all sorts of manatees because they come to the warmer water. You see all fish. You'll see dolphin. You see the river traces along here. These are canals also going out to the river. We're going to stop here. The Weeki Wachee River has a second section of homes. This is called Mud River because this is the Mud River going up here, and Mud River Sink, which is a tidal sinkhole spring, is back here. This is all pretty shallow back here. The Weeki Wachee River controls it over 3 feet most of the time. You'll find some deeper holes, but even in the shallow sections, you're at least 3 feet. In the Mud River, it gets down to 2 feet on a regular basis because it's more brackish than it is fresh, while the spring has such a hard, big outflow of fresh water. We're talking millions and millions and millions of gallons a minute flowing down this river. Really keeps the salt water out and really keeps it nice and clean and deep. Okay, so as we span along, you see most of this is undeveloped wetlands, tidal swamps. To the north is Chaswisky Hunting Preserve. There's no development to the north. Okay, we're coming back over. You see Rogers Park over here. These are the river runs along this line. All these are canals that also lead to the Weeki Wachee River, all spring fed. This over here is Weeki Wachee Preserve, will never be developed. What's funny is you can be in Weeki Wachee and you're like at the end of the world. It's old Florida fishing camp, spring fed, but you're less than 15, 20 minutes from public shopping center, Target, Home Depot, Lowe's, all sorts of major chain restaurants, major hospitals. You're super close to Spring Hill. But to get to this area of the Weeki Wachee, you have to go down State Road 50 to Shoreline, or you have to come from Spring Hill Boulevard, Oshawa, up past Hernando Beach. Hernando Beach and Weeki Wachee are less than 5 minutes from each other. One, a coastal saltwater canal community, two, a spring-fed river canal community. Again, you can see all the different homes in this area surrounded by the natural wetlands. Weeki Wachee is a really neat area because the Weeki Wachee River is one of a kind. Beautiful, natural, spring-fed river. It's a state park. The entire river is a state park. There are some rules and regulations about that. The biggest downfall for boating going to the Gulf from Weeki Wachee is the number of kayakers on the river. There's several places that rent kayaks. The state park rents kayaks. They come down river as well. It's great, but it's busy. It's not like you can have all sorts of friends and different people in your backyard if you live directly on the river. My name's Greg Clesius. I'm a real estate broker. I specialize in selling waterfront fishing homes and boating homes in Pasco, Hernando. I live in Hernando Beach, just 5 minutes away from Weeki Wachee. I love it. My mom's from a small town in North Florida called Mayo, where you had the Swanee River and you had all these springs. I love coming out, being on the springs, being in the spring-fed river, snorkeling, swimming with the manatees. It's just amazing. This is another cool part of the west coast of Florida in our area. If you have any questions, give me a call at 813-394-4356. Have a great day. Bye now.